Alright, welcome back to another league race, this time with FTRL for round 3
Bye.
of the season in Netherlands. Not
John,
2, because
bye.
they were supposed to go around Silverstone last week, but PSN had issues, so yay. We skipped ahead and we'll do Silverstone close to the end. But it's a dry race and dry qualifying. So, a bit to explain. Heading into this one, I had never really done more than 5 laps on like an online race of this track. So, doing this race in preparation for league racing was a fun experience, as I kind of found where the limit was and where I needed to find time. But first round of qualifying, I did a 10.2 with plenty of time to find. My best time I'd ever done here was a 9.6. So that's kind of where we're looking at. It's not essentially great, but it's just what I had done. I was going to beat that on my second run, but I effected up the banking. I invalidated it, but not the case this time, thankfully. We're going to go through. It's a nice 7/10 improvement, and I could have had more time to find. To be fair, I lost a bit of time earlier in the sector, but a 9.4. Now I wasn't P11. I was thinking a 7/10 improvement. Surely that's going to be good enough for a big gain, but no. I only jumped up to P10. I thought, oh shite, have I ruined myself with the strategy? Will I be better off starting on the mediums and then the softs for that one extra position? But we'll find out. Here we go then. 5 red lights. And away we go. Not a bad start at all. A very average start, but kind of everyone, not a ton of people moving a lot of places here, it seems. Short run down to turn 1. So in we go then. On the back of PB Racing here, he makes a little contact with Aaron. I have to kind of back off the throttle as that AlphaTauri appears in front of me, which leaves me vulnerable. And down the inside as Cats comes through, and I just run really wide then. And that's going to allow Sweeney through. And then City Posh will come through then as well. I don't know his actual name, but I have to yield that. So I've lost 3 positions. It's not great. It's not a great start at lap 1. But hey, lap is young. The race is long. So I was worried about tyres here for a good bit. But as we head through sector 2 here, honestly, a tap. And that car has exploded. I am really sorry. I can't control that. As no good, there goes another car. There's nothing egregious that I did there. I've hit cars in the back on this game and they've not exploded like that. So honestly, I don't know what to say. There goes 2 more cars. So plenty of carnage on this first lap. So all that said, we're up to P9. So a net gain after all that of 1 place. So yeah, not bad at all. But yeah, that obviously I never want to be responsible for someone going around. But honestly, I didn't feel like I did much there at all. But sadly, that is how it went. So anyways, this first stint, tyres are pretty rough. Cats and Sweeney are going to get involved in an instant here, and it's going to break the wing of Cats here as he kind of oversteers into him. And so we have to try and get through then. So he's like, is he going to ghost? Is he going to stay ghosted? No, he doesn't. So I was hoping he wouldn't fight this too much because he's got wing damage, and this is a track where wing damage probably would be pretty very detrimental to your race, especially in these long corners. So he goes wide here and going to send it through here.
Oh, God.
And I thought that was the best decision to do, and hope that he wouldn't fight back with wing damage, because he shouldn't. So the tyres, right? So I decided to start with about 2 laps of fuel, or 2.8 laps of fuel, because this track drains fuel on DRS. See my overheating issues there. Stiz is here behind. There's a bit of contact beforehand, but he's going to try to go through here. Not an overtaking spot through there. I'm not going to leave him space there because these cars not alongside, and he goes into the barrier after the corner. So yeah, I had zero sympathy for that, because he's much quicker. You could have waited till DRS straight down here, and overtaking could be difficult here, but it's I'm not that quick. So but yeah, I thought I was having real issues with tire temperatures on a practice run, as our teammate's going to pit and just emerge just behind us. I had real issues with temperatures on a practice run, so I thought maybe I'm running maybe because I'm running rich. That's the issue maybe behind the temperatures, but I had them on this one as well. But anyways, that's where we were at. Plus, I thought maybe I'd be better off saving the 2 laps. I was going to start with 4 laps of fuel originally, but I decided to pivot on that, and I think that maybe that was the best decision. Tico goes through there, nothing to redo with that. I'm not going to hold him up too much. I extended my stint by a lap. I was supposed to pit lap 11. I ended up pitting lap 12. So here's a set of the hards. And out we come, and it is a P9 still. So basically where we were, but other people to pit in front. So get these hards up to temperature. I actually had a pretty poor run out of this banking, and this is where Aaron's going to overtake me. He hit 11 lap old mediums, so I knew he had to pit again, but I wasn't really going to I didn't really want him to go by, but to be honest, my run out of that last banking was just, he got a much better run. And I didn't, by the time we were rounding it, he was already basically through, so I didn't bother fighting with ERS. But later that lap, he's going to actually put it in the wall. He's not the only one to put it in the wall this lap, because Zumpy in front is actually putting it in the wall this lap as well. He's got wing damage as well. So all of a sudden, a lot of people are tripping up over this lap, lap 16. So this is going to put me into P8. Thankfully, he's not going to fight this. He's going to make this easy. I decided to leave the space heading into this corner just in case he left his car in there. So I didn't just understeer. I decided I wanted to leave him the space just in case he either misjudged it or whatever the case may be. So, but anyways, we're through and up into P8, and 2 guys in pit onto the podium, and Possibly Blue have yet to pit. Speaking of, AlphaTauri is going to pit now, and so again, I've still got look. I started with about 2 laps of fuel-ish. I've still got plenty of ERS to use, so my reserves are good if I end up in a fight with anyone. But as onto the podium goes into the pits, then this is what my race devolved into, really. Onto the podium is going to emerge about 4 or so seconds behind, and that's Sway in front, who's 12 seconds in front. So yeah, I mean, it was one of those where before we get into that, look at that car, right? PB Racing, right? He retired in the pits, and his car took over for him to retire on track, and that's where the AI decides to place that. Brilliant stuff. VSC is deployed. Nothing too much here. I lost about 9/10 or so because of that. Around 9/10 or so because of that car getting in the way. I had to get off, and the guys behind didn't have to worry about that. Swig pits into the VSC, then he just emerges just in front there. So I was thinking about how should I have started the mediums, should I have not started the mediums. This race is very lonely from here on out, by the way. It's lap 25, so this is where we're at. 7 seconds to the gap onto the podium. I extended this all the while. It seemed like the softs, the hards is the best one. The mediums was a tyre I could never get consistency. There's a PB on lap 34, by the way. The mediums were, I think, the worst tyre that I used in this race. They're definitely the tyre I liked the least. And amazing that, even with the overheating issues of the softs. But honestly, I prefer the softs and mediums. I found consistency in those softs and mediums. I could not find consistency in those mediums. So I think starting on the softs was ultimately the best thing I could do, and the best thing for my race. I extended the gap onto the podium. It's only 12 seconds. So my pace of this phase of the race was much better than the first stint. I was doing consistent 12s as well. So a very lonely race in the end, a very quiet trip to the beach in the end. But that being said, it's going to be P6. I will take that every single day of the week. Very happy with that. Tires were very good, even though they're over. I reckon they're over 65% at this stage. But honestly, still very good. 3/10 within that last lap there. So my PB. Driver of the day. How nice. I gained 4 places, and that's all I gained. But it seemed straightforward, but it wasn't as straightforward as it looked. So anyways, 40 odd seconds behind in the end. So GG to Wesker, by the way, for the win. So 40 seconds, that pace is insane. Top 3 are very, very close. So yeah, very happy with that race. Just the one warning. I kept it in the right direction. That's all I wanted to do. Consistency in the laps here as well, I was really happy with as well. So I was, a very successful race. I am very content with how that unfolded, especially because I've never been around Netherlands before. Going to take a quick look at the provisional standings, at least after this, in the immediate aftermath after this. So looking into this, did I not fade that? Oops, my bad. I'm on 28 points, I believe. There's a lot of people on 28, 29, so that's kind of fun. Racing Points still leading the constructors, yay! And looking at the quality comparison, I think I'm going to be swept. I'm going to be absolutely swept. It's going to be. I'm not going to out-qualify Tico at any point this year unless he's not here, and I don't even think that counts. So, congratulations to Tico in advance for a clean sweep in qualifying, and probably the races as well, unless he retires. So, but hey, picking up some solid points. So that's all we can do with that. That is it for round number 3 of FTRL and around the Netherlands. Next up is Canada. Ooh, penalty central. Should be fun. Until next time.